Hello! Hello! I don't know how our mics sound right now.
I don't either.
Daniel doesn't have a laptop.
Daniel does not have a laptop. We
I
might
know.
need to project a little bit.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
How does it? Let me.
That's how I cope.
I'm sorry. It's gonna.
We can ask chat.
Oh, here.
That's how I cope.
That
It's not
sounds
bad.
good.
It's not bad.
Sounds fine.
Thanks. All right.
Oh,
So.
wait.
Sorry, you're blurry.
Wait,
Sounds alright.
We gotta unblur you.
Where is the?
It's so high up.
It looks foggy.
Yeah.
All right.
Nope.
Hey!
That's better.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Welcome, everyone in chat. Welcome to, I'm just going to say it, the Kinetic Quadrant. I don't know if you see the set that is behind them. This is actually the children's ministry that Rachel and I are over. We're set up a table in here and we're running stuff over here. It's going to be super fun, but it's a cool background. So, before we get started, I have an announcement. We had our second year anniversary of the first episode that we released a few months ago.
Oh.
And for that, I got you guys something. But we obviously didn't stream then, so I'm going to give them to you now. So I'm very excited about this because hopefully we'll be able to show them in the camera. But I got you guys a little present. So I'm going to go around the table this way. Noah.
That's what this is, bouncy ball.
Ooh. Daniel.
Oh. Yo. Oh. Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's like a.
Wow.
Is that Cinderella's
Cinderella's
castle in it?
It's a
That's awesome.
Oh, look.
D20 with Cinderella's castle in the middle.
Yeah.
The
Sin.
20 side is the Keys logo,
That's so
and the one
sick.
side is a green flame.
Oh, they're all like that. Okay.
Yeah,
they're all
I
like
thought it was mine specially because to remind me of what I did.
Awesome.
So
And they're different colors for each of
they're
ours.
different colors for each person. So
Mine's
Sammy
like ocean
is
blue.
I immediately rolled.
nice. These are not like balanced because of how I asked her to put this on the one so that
So
it would
you can't
roll
use
more
it.
20s technically.
Would
But
Oh, I got 20.
nice.
15.
You got 14.
6.
They're not bad at rolling.
They're not bad.
All right, the rest of the stream is
You
just
got
going to be us
19.
rolling these dice on this very
Well, I
loud
can't see it.
table.
I got a 14. Okay, so anyway,
19, that's not
Keys dice.
That's very cool. Thank you, Johnny.
Yes.
Yes,
I
thanks.
might get with the Etsy
Thanks,
person if
babe.
people in chat are interested in ordering these.
These are and they're pretty big.
They're big.
huge.
They're
These
beefy.
are big boys.
There we go. I
Still
rolled
fits in your mouth, so watch out.
So that's a little gift from me to you guys for sticking with my insanity through the last couple years. So
With our one-shot stream that has turned into 2 years.
yeah, one shot that turned
Our
into
2-year-long one shot.
yes, it's far past a one shot anyway.
Every now and then I think about what my main character's gonna be, and I go, "It'll be another 2 years. I'll have to worry about it yet."
it'll be a little while.
Real show.
Yeah,
It's
if we ever
just a
get there
warm-up.
one day. So other announcements: Noah and Rebekah moved
I live here.
here. They live here with not with us,
this building.
but yeah, basically.
I did sleep in this building.
So the possibility for us to stream in person is a lot higher. So hopefully we'll be streaming more. Ace is still awake because we are at the church right now. So he's going to be hanging out with us for a little bit. But with all that being said, you guys ready to do this?
We're gonna do
Yeah.
Oh yes, thank you. We did it at the end last time and
did.
completely messed it up.
Yeah.
So I'm not in the center of my.
Even though it's kind of pointless
Okay.
because we're all on my.
Yeah, it's
I keep
it's
pushing
more of
this
just
way.
a tradition.
I know, I
Yeah.
wanted to go up to
Yeah.
the mic.
All right. If you're joining us for the first time, we have a tradition that we do. It used to be so that we would sync up our microphones, but we have the table actually mic'd now, so we're not actually using separate
Very
microphones. And it's nice. I can actually see everybody's face.
Hopefully it sounds good.
Hopefully it sounds good. If it
I
doesn't,
had
don't tell us.
headphones in. It sounds decent as far as I can tell, but
Okay.
I was trying to hear it over everybody at the table talking.
That's
so.
true. That's true. So we have a tradition that we do. It used to be for that purpose, but now it's kind of for something completely different, just because it's fun. Basically, what we do is I say clap for me twice, clap for me, and then everybody claps twice at the same rhythm. So you can feel free to do it at home. Unless you feel real silly, then I'm praying for you. But, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
No, I'm ready.
Okay, go. Clap for me, clap for me. Wow, Daniel. Wow, Daniel. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Got no rhythm.
thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back to the next episode of Keys to the Kingdom Origins.
Woohoo!
We're from worlds unknown. Our stories untold. Roll away the dice. We'll vanquish the darkness. See the fear in its eyes. No matter the danger from us to send, don't be afraid, just take my hand. Don't be afraid, the prophecy is near. We hold the keys, we make our stand. In this together, just take my hand. Unlocking the magic in distant lands, we're stronger together. I'm here, my friend. Unlocking the magic. Just take my hand. We hold the keys to the kingdom.
And that's all the time we have for tonight.
That's it. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure.
Just realized I could hear that. No,
Yeah. Previously on Keys to the Kingdom Origins.
Yes, please tell us.
So-
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh,
no, my
Been a
goodness.
while.
Been a minute.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
I've been waiting for this.
The party found themselves in a strange, mysterious land. They jumped off of the Patchwork Pelican into an ocean after completing the challenge of a large, mysterious creature that they never got much information on. They leapt into the water and were sucked into kind of a portal where they were suspended in seemingly water, and one by one they were covered in bubbles and dissipated. I know you probably didn't listen to the episode after it came out, but the bubbles engulfed each of you and dissipated, and you all, save for a few that were together, reappeared in this strange place in separate places, right? What you know so far is that there's a large island. Some of you know this, some of you don't know this. There's a large island, and Sammy, you appeared with Sylvester and Samuel in a damp cave. And you made your way through this cave and it opened to a large cavern. Grak, you appeared actually in the ocean, an amalgamation of the ocean, some kind of water. Swimming to the surface, you're pulled aboard your previous ship, the Free Maiden.
The one that had been sunk.
The one that had been sunk outside of Cinderellaburg, the Free Maiden.
The freer maiden
And you found, yeah, the Freer Maiden. You found the crew of the Free Maiden, including the first mate, Billy Bones. All the crewmates, I'll get to that in a second. All the crewmates that you recognized you, and Tricks. You and Daryl. Gosh, whoa! That just, I was like, I named him something.
Which
I have it
one?
right here.
Hold on,
Daryl?
which
Yes.
one?
You and
Yeah,
which
which Daryl?
hand? It's which hand? You and Daryl appeared in a misty, rocky landscape, which you eventually found out that you were on top of a mountain. You and Daryl took some jumps off of some cliffs. You and Daryl jumped off of some cliffs into some bodies of water, making your way down the mountain when you realized that some of the waterfalls were flowing up instead of going down.
Right, yeah.
Some of the waterfalls were flowing from the stream below up the side of the mountain and into the small lake that you were on, that you landed in. And in that lake, you saw a lot of crocodiles.
Yup.
As you and Daryl looked over the edge, you saw a lot of crocodiles. Grak, I already said your thing.
Yes.
Where we ended, I was trying to go like halfway, but I said your whole thing because you had a sore throat, so I wasn't trying to. Last episode,
Oh, yeah, I
you
did.
didn't
Oh,
do
gosh.
much.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
And then Sammy and Tricks, when the episode, Sammy and Sylvester, when the episode ended,
Yes.
I got blood.
you found a
well.
guitar. You heard a strumming through the caverns, and you found a guitar under a large rock. And when you pulled it out, it made a loud strum sound. And
I think Samuel found
nothing. Well, Samuel found it, and he told you
because he wasn't picking
because I was
up on
trying to
it.
like, hey, I made this for you like 2 years ago. Can you please actually get it? But you pulled it out, and it made a large kind of bang sound. And Sammy made a comment that Sylvester, there's a you, but it's not really you. It's like a human you. And so we're gonna pick up right there.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna pick up right there with Sammy and Sylvester. Samuel is kind of standing a little bit farther away from you. Sylvester is in, the cave is almost like a dome, right? It's on one side is, it looks like jagged teeth, the opening of the cave. Straight up above you, there are two, like kind of oval holes and a triangular shaped hole that you surmise is an eyes and a nose and a mouth. And that this cave that you're in is shaped like a rock, or shaped like a skull. And then at the back is where the tunnel that you guys came out of into this dome. Sylvester, you're kind of on the right side as you guys came out. The opening is in front of you. You're on the right side when you pull this thing out. Sylvester, Sammy, why? They're all S names. Why did everyone with an S name get here?
Sammy, Samuel, Sylvester.
Sammy,
Yes.
and Baby. Okay, maybe we're gonna start with somebody else. Okay, sorry, the baby just woke up. He's in the office over there.
Right here.
What? Got it.
Yeah, I know. That's okay.
Okay, we're gonna start then. Instead of starting there, we'll come back to that. Instead of starting there, we're going to start with Grak.
Boy.
Grak,
I.
you get pulled out of the ocean,
Yes.
out of this body of water. You see Billy Bones. I don't remember what Billy Bones sounded like. Oh no.
There's something piratey.
Billy Bones.
Nope, that
I
was.
remember it was.
No.
All I remember is he told me, "Welcome to Davy Jones' locker." That's what I remember.
Yeah,
Something
I remember.
like that.
I remember. Okay. Billy Bones put his arm around you, looking at this massive island in front of you, and he welcomed you to Davy Jones' locker. And you made a comment about being dead. I think that's where
something like
your
that.
your thing left off. So
Probably
we're gonna
should have
pick up
gone back and listened to that ending bit before
Yeah.
we started recording this, so we don't run into any
any inconsistencies
canonical
there.
issues here.
It's okay. We'll be fine. We haven't thought about that before.
Yeah.
So, Billy Bones still has his arm around you, and he's just kind of looking out over this island.
So, just to be clear, we're all dead, right?
Well, it's hard to say, buddy. It's hard to say. So,
Yes, but no.
We can we can die here. We can die here. You know,
No, hold on. Last time I saw y'all, it was aboard the Free Maiden, and we were being attacked.
right?
And the ship went down,
Right, boy. Yeah.
and you all went down with the ship,
Yes,
and now,
the ship sunk.
right? and
We were
now
all still
we're
on
here,
the ship, boy.
and the ship is not sunk. And
Yeah.
I'm here after going through a weird bright light, and I thought maybe I had something to accomplish left in the world, but it kind of seems like maybe.
Well, I can
that's
tell you
not-
right now, you're not dead.
So then how? But are you dead?
No, kind
So
of.
then how?
Maybe.
Well then, I'm so confused.
It's very possible.
So how did you end up here?
Well, see, the thing is, when we sunk in Cinderellaburg, right? We sunk to the bottom of the ocean. And then the bottom of the ocean was the top of the ocean.
That's
And our boat flipped. And then we was still on the boat. And don't that just beat all?
that's not how the ocean works. But
I didn't think so either.
well, okay, either you're crazy, which I know is also kind of true anyway, or we're actually all dead, or this is just some wild hallucination. But either way, it seems interesting, and I'm going to go with it for now. So, glad to see you again. It's real nice. I thought I'd never see you or any of the other lads. So it's real nice to see you all. I thought that it'd never happen again.
Well, it's a pleasure. Welcome. Obviously, you're more than welcome to be a part of this crew once more. We're so glad you're here. Whatever you do, do not go on the island, though.
What? I was about to ask. Where are we? What's on the island?
The island.
Have you been on the island?
Personally,
You or anyone else part of the crew?
yes. And if you give me just a minute, I need to.
You gotta look at your notes. I understand.
I haven't looked at these notes in like 5 months.
No, it's fine. Take your time.
We did send a small crew aboard the land. Scrump, Snuff. We sent Cricks and Faye Boone.
What do I know about those people? Who are?
Trying to think if I don't think you need to roll for this.
No, I feel like I would know.
No,
the crew
you would
pretty
know your
well.
crew. So Scrump is kind of a rocky, almost like a limestone skinned golem.
Okay.
He is fairly large in D&D terms. He's a Karakin. That's the race that he is. He is a large stone-like creature. Snuff is a kind of a tubby slug creature, fairly slow, but he has the eyes coming out of the stalks.
Does he make fart sounds when he talks?
He does.
Okay.
He does. Yes, exactly. And who else did I say? Honest? No, I didn't say Honest.
I don't remember.
Scrump, Snuff.
I think I'm more asking like, what's their capability? When he's saying I sent these people ashore, and I'm like, oh yeah, they do well, or like, oh, why just send them?
I mean, it's a mix.
Okay.
You know that specifically Fae-Voon. Fae-Voon is the only human that is aboard the Free Maiden.
Okay.
All these other crewmen on the Free Maiden are creatures, such as how Grok is kind of separated from the typical group, or how in Aurora, like the island of Aurora, it's not typically like half orcs or even orcs.
Right.
Your crew aboard the Free Maiden is
We're the
mostly
weirdos.
strange kind of creatures from your home.
Yes.
And I don't think we've said where your home was.
No.
But
odd.
from your home, it's a normal thing. These creatures are a lot more colorful
Okay.
where you're from.
Yeah.
And the entire crew is like Bones and Broth. Broth is little, Bones is a giant Goliath.
Bones is different from Billy Bones. They're two different
Yes,
people.
Bones and Billy
Yeah.
Bones are different people. But Faye Boone kind of stands out in this group because he is from Aurora originally.
Okay.
And he's just a human with kind of short blonde, just scruffy hair. He always wears a blue bandana, a light blue bandana around his head. Never wears a shirt. He's got tattoos all over, shorts with like a blue sash around. He's the most capable
Okay.
as far as being a deckhand, as far as holding himself up in a fight. But he's kind of the one that sticks out among these ones. Scroop does too. He can hold himself in a fight. He's a giant stone golem. But Scroop and Snuff are both kind of slow when it comes to being in a fight. But those three, I mean, they could hold their own. And Billy Bones says, "You see, the thing about going ashore, right, is that it's inherently dangerous, more dangerous than we thought. I mean, there's a whole slew of things out there, whole slew. You got some natives to the island that don't like other people being on the island. You got the crocodiles. You gotta watch out for those crocodiles. They'll gulp you whole, and just like snap you gone, right?
Okay.
And then you got the demon kids. You got the demon kids,
I'm
man.
sorry, the what now?
They run around all crazy. Got the crazy looking. Yeah, those demon kids. They're wild.
Demon kids.
They're the ones that you probably should look out for.
Oh, wait,
the
hold
most.
on. Wait just a moment. What kind of kids are we? What do they look like?
Kids.
Like
I mean, there's a bunch of them. I don't know. I never actually had a conversation with
Because-
one. They look feral,
Okay,
foaming at the mouth, dangerous, that kind of thing.
And Grok actually now is just realizing that he is here without any of the rest of the people he came here with.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, wait, hold that thought. And he starts he goes over to the side of the boat and he's like looking in the water. He's like,
Was there anyone else out there? Did anyone else show up with me? Was it just me?
He walks over and
I
looks
had some
over the.
crewmates that should have been here with me. Did you see anyone else in the water?
Today?
Yes.
No. We stay on the ship. We periodically will send some crewmen out to go gather some supplies from the island. Very sneaky, very stealth-like. Make sure that none of the locals or any of these children come up to us. Obviously steer clear of the lakes and rivers because them crocodiles, they gonna get you.
Okay. Look, it's been great seeing you all and catching up with you again. But I have some crewmates that I came with here. We were coming to venturing out into the ocean. We were actually looking for some children, and I think maybe I'd like to go take a look at these demon kids you mentioned. But I was venturing with some other crewmates of mine, and I don't know where they went. I wonder if they might have washed up on the island.
Do you need people to go with you? Well,
If it's as dangerous as you say,
we know the island better than you do.
I'm sure you do.
Who'd you want to take?
As many as will come with me.
everyone, Johnny, the
can-
whole boat.
we can-
I want the entire crew. I want to
Roll.
manage a party of 20 people in combat.
Roll a persuasion check. Roll a persuasion check.
We're going to need some people to stay back and watch the ship, so it can't be everybody.
Roll a
but-
persuasion check.
Please
okay.
crit fail. Please crit fail. That would be
I'm
so
gonna-
funny.
I'm going to roll my fancy die.
Go for it.
Would you like to use the? Would you like to use this?
No.
Okay.
Persuasion, I have a -1 to persuasion. So.
Fantastic.
Please crit fail. Yeah! Oh, I'm sorry.
That'd be a 1. That'd be a 1 minus 1, so for a total
It's
of.
a -1.
God,
That's
it's answer
1
my-
minus 1?
Oh, no, you're right. I'm thinking crit fail is like 0.
I think Daniel's
In
got
my mind.
-5 to intelligence.
1 minus 1 is 0.
Ace. Mommy's putting Izzy to sleep. Come watch your iPad, bud. Billy Bones looks at you. He says, "Boy, listen. Remember the part where I said we don't go ashore?
I do. You just mentioned that a few moments ago. Yeah.
How about this?
I haven't forgotten.
Man. Now it's like he offered. This is what he does. He turns over his shoulder and he says, "Hey boys, anybody want to go ashore with Grok and help him out?" That was so sneaky. You could just see him go right past my screen. Anybody want to go ashore with Grok and help him out? And all of the crew, every single one of them, kind of just like backs up. And give me a perception check.
Do I roll this one again?
That's your choice.
Do you want to try to redeem it?
I'm gonna give it one more try. I do have a +4 to perception, so that's a little better.
Okay.
That's an 8, so 12. Right? 12.
Okay. Amongst the crew, you notice that one of them is missing.
Do I know who?
Yeah, it's the most obvious person. The most obvious person that is in the crew, Favun. He's not there.
Oh, okay. So we didn't finish getting the rest of the story of the crew who went ashore. What happened to them? Did he? Okay. I don't. Sorry, I don't remember. I couldn't remember if if it got interrupted or. Okay.
Wait. So, you were saying you sent a crew ashore, and did something happen to them?
No, they scouted the island. They saw the crocodiles. They saw the crazy kids, and the islanders, and kind of mapped out what they could. Not much, but
did they all make it back?
Yeah, everybody got back.
So, where's Favun?
You see his demeanor kind of shift.
Oh.
And he kind of looks down and he says, Favun, he made it back all right. It wasn't until after that we started seeing the shift, the mentality shift in him. See, this island brings out the worst in some kind of folk, okay? That's why we don't spend a lot of time on the island itself. It'll drive you mad. At least Favun kind of went crazy. He was the only one, seemingly, though, because Scrump and Snuff they're fine. Or Scroop. Scroop and Snuff, they're fine. But Favun, it wasn't long after he set foot on the island, he came back and he started acting all weird. Aggressive like. His voice changed. It was just strange. It's strange.
But it didn't affect any of the others.
No. Not so much as I could tell.
Would his behavior line up with the behavior of the children? Was he acting like them?
Oh yeah. He started going wild.
I wonder if
Just getting mad for no reason.
Somebody bump into him, he'd try to just take him down. It was terrifying. But he actually did go back ashore. We kind of took a vote because he started getting like a loose cannon. He went ashore and we haven't seen him since.
It sounds like maybe this island has an effect on humans specifically.
He's the only human I ever met. So I don't know. He's the only human I ever met, so I don't know. I mean, it's possible. Might just be something that he ate. Might have been.
Well, regardless, I have to go. I have to at least go look for my friends.
Of course.
And maybe see if these children you saw are the ones we're looking for.
Do you need anything? You need any arms? You need,
Does he have did I lose anything like in the?
No. Yeah,
So
I
I've
don't
got
know what you
everything?
check for it. No,
You
it-
had some cotton candy in your back pocket.
Oh, no,
that's
now it's
gone,
all
dude.
melted.
It's disintegrated. Oh yeah, no, that's gone. No, you. Just a quick pat. Everything that you had is still there.
I don't know, got any legendary equipment or,
So I'm sorry. What now?
legendary equipment.
Legendary.
Potions of
hold
large
on.
health restoration.
I got you. Hold on 1 second. He kind of walks back, and he like opens a chest. And he reaches inside and pulls out a long piece of cloth. And he walks back over to you and he goes, "Legendary." He puts it around your neck.
Thank
Says,
you.
"All right, now you have fun. Don't die out there. All right."
I will treasure this for the rest of my days.
Fantastic.
All right.
Fantastic. Now,
You got a dinghy or something
if you start to sweat, because it gets hot out there, if you start to sweat, just kind of dab it.
Yeah, no, I got
The
it.
legendary sweat dabber.
Yep, got it. Appreciate it very much.
All right, have fun.
No one's coming with me.
No, none of them volunteered. So, all right, you can take the dinghy.
All right, well,
Take the dinghy.
I guess I'll be venturing out back to the island on my own then.
For sure.
It's been great seeing you all. Surprised to see you out here.
They all just kind of wave.
Maybe we'll have to figure out a way. My throat's starting to hurt.
Need some water?
Maybe.
Figure out a way to regroup once this is all over, because we currently don't have our boat. It's disappeared. I don't know. It didn't follow us. So we're gonna have to
Strange.
find a way.
Did you stay on
back.
it when it got sunk?
No, our boat didn't sink. We just jumped into the water.
What'd you do that for?
I hadn't seen that part of the movie, so I didn't know that's what we were supposed to
You didn't flip the boat like
do. No, we didn't. Sorry.
like the clear instructions.
I didn't know. It didn't. It went
I
right
gave
over
my wife
head.
to tell you no.
I
Oh, okay.
completely missed out on that one. Wasn't picking it up.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll be here. We'll be here. If you see any of the crew on the island, don't look at them. Don't make any noise, because they're being sneaky to gather supplies so we don't die out here on the ocean. So,
Right. Do you have a plan? Are you going somewhere? Are you trying to? What are you doing right now?
hanging out, playing liar's dice a lot. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the island gives us what we need, and no one leaves.
That sounds like a boring life.
Yeah, eventually.
All right, well, I'm gonna go off and have some fun adventure on the island. You all can stay back here and be bored if you want, but I'm
By
gonna
all
go look for my
means.
friends.
All right, sounds good. Have fun.
Okay.
You all right?
There's like, there's like 200 chairs behind us, and Noah's like weaving in and out of them.
Thank you.
Anyway,
All right, well, I might be back. We'll see.
okay. Well, be safe. You know where the dinghy is, right?
Someone's gonna have to lower me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't that how
there's-
dinghies work? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. There's
Can
like
you
a
lower
winch.
yourself?
There's like a winch system. So you
I
make
don't
your
know.
way to the back
Brock's
of the
a pirate,
ship.
I'm not.
Yeah. You make your way to the back of the ship, and there's a dinghy that is attached by hooks on both ends, in a lever system. That,
Hooks, you say?
Like yeah, into the boat, holding it up.
Yes.
And it's just sitting there. A couple of crewmen. Let's see. Murtok, which you know is a hammerhead shark-like creature. His head comes up, and there's like a bar that goes across, and his eyes are on both sides. Murtok. And I'll say Hands. Hands. He's a large whale creature. Some of the strongest ones on the ship. They get you over there and they hoist you down. They kind of wave at you as you paddle out into the ocean toward this island. Tricks. You are standing on the edge of this cliff face. A waterfall to your right is flowing up and into the lake next to you. Daryl is standing a little bit to the right, not to where the water is coming up, but to the right of you. And you're both just kind of looking over the edge at this. Hold on. What is a herd of crocodiles called?
A Gertie.
We can. Oh, we have an
A basque.
opportunity to make up our own, though.
A basque is what it's called.
I
Make up your own what?
don't know. Our own term for a group of crocodiles.
A basque of crocodiles. There's a basque of crocodiles in in the river that's flowing up to the reversed waterfall.
Does it look like any of them are interested in or successfully getting up the waterfall?
They're they're just kind of
They're just chilling down there.
chilling in there. And from your perspective, give me a perception check.
A mafia of crocodiles.
Oh, that's pretty good. That is more scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think my
You could say, see you later, Tony.
my stats are gonna matter because that's a 5.
Okay.
10.
10. Oh wow, you got a +5. That's
It's
awesome.
only double what you rolled.
Looking down into this river, you can see it almost looks like from this height. It looks like, I mean, they're like the size of lizards, kind of.
Okay.
Like prospectively, they're the size of lizards, but you can just see like the top of their heads peeking out of the water, and they're just kind of going back and forth. They're not really necessarily paying any attention to you at the top, because you're pretty high up there, and Daryl is just looking.
I look to the left to see if there's a way down away from the crocodiles.
The cliff face kind of wraps around, and it's just a sheer drop off. There's some wooded area, but not far to the left. It continues into where you just jumped off of. Like this was almost a hole cut in to the mountainside where this lake is that the water flows in reverse.
I'm not sure I get that mental image.
So it's like a plateau, but reversed. So behind you to the left and the right, there are walls going up, probably 50 to 75 feet before where you jumped off of. And where the waterfall is coming up is in the center of the crook of this plateau. It's the only part that drops down. To the left, there's just a wall. To the right, there's just a wall. You could attempt to scale the side of the cliff down, probably 50, 75 feet again.
Cool. So what do we do about that? That was not tricks, but it's okay.
No, it's okay. You're good. Daryl kind of looks around. And on this plateau, it's just a small lake, small body of water with the waterfall coming off of it. And, I mean, there's probably 15 feet of rock in every direction around it. But then there's a wall. So there's nowhere to go on the same level. There's nowhere to go.
So it's like a pit.
So it's like a pit in the middle of a mountain.
Okay.
So if the mountain's 200 feet, you're like 100, and then the water is going up.
And they're at the top of the pit, looking
And
down.
you're at the middle of the pit.
We're in the pit.
Mid-pit.
You're in the pit. Yes. Right. So if you
Let's
had a
open
mountain,
up this pit.
if you had 200 feet mountain, right, 100 feet up, if you took like a shovel and dug it in there and pulled it out,
Okay.
that's kind of what it looks
Okay,
like.
Gotcha.
So there is a mountain top. You're not in the middle.
How did
You're
they
not
get
at the
there?
top. They jumped.
Okay.
They were at the top.
How did we not die?
You landed in the water.
Okay. Minecraft physics.
The safe water, not the
Maybe.
crocodile water.
Maybe.
Okay.
Daryl is looking around. He kind of laps around to the other side of the lake, and he's like,
Trix follows him.
I feel like we're missing something. I feel like there's something here that
Here or back up that we missed?
he kind of looks around. And he's like, this place that we are right now, this doesn't look like it doesn't look natural. So I feel like there must be a purpose for this, right?
Maybe?
And you,
Now that he said that, can I do another perception check to look around, like just to see if I can catch?
perception,
Or
yeah,
Or would that be
perception would be very broad, general.
Or would
See
that
if you,
be investigation?
Investigations if you're looking for something specific, but you have to tell me what specifically you're looking for.
okay. Just
The
looking.
answer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the answer.
I'm looking for the clue.
Just generally looking around again, I guess.
Okay.
So-
Generally, then yeah, perception.
Perception. Because Trix doesn't know what she's looking for. She's just looking. Oh. That is a 24.
24. You glance about this space and you see the 24. I mean, that's really good. You see kind of not directly behind where the waterfall is, but kind of just adjacent to the right, one of the stones.
He's like grabbing the mic. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's gonna be
That's-
picking up
that's gonna
noise
be
from
picking
that.
it up.
And he's stepping on it. Good job, bud. You see one of the stones in the wall is slightly a different shade than the other stones.
Okay.
It's
Ah,
Sylvester.
the
hiding.
clue.
That's literally it. That's literally the only difference in this. Besides that, you're stuck.
Trix doesn't say anything to Daryl just because she notices it. She's, let's go invest. She just goes, and just walks over and just like
Daryl doesn't even notice he's still looking it down at the.
taps at it and pokes at it.
You touch it?
Yeah.
Okay, you right when your paw hits that stone, you hear,
She just like
and then
freezes.
the
looks around.
water that's coming up and into this lake, it stops flowing.
Oh.
It goes as it's like climbing up, it just falls back down like rainfall across the area. And where the lake is, you see a river shoot up to the very top of the mountain.
I tap it again.
The water falls and then just falls all across this plateau. And
Daryl
then
swept off.
the no no it's not like a flood. It's not like one of those bucket machines where it dumps. It's not like that. It's kind of the mist of it dissipating as it's falling.
Okay. I'm
And
sorry.
then again from the base shoots up the lake and into from the river up and into the lake.
So the lake is on the little shelf where they are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And so when she's pressing the button, it's changing how high it's going?
It's going
Changing where the
from-
water is going.
It's going from the ground to 100 feet up, and when she presses it, it cuts that stream off, and it goes from the lake to the top of the mountain.
Okay.
You should run and
Okay, got it.
Um,
I bet there's
I'm just trying to
But-
keep up.
so now it's to its
shooting up like a geyser.
yeah.
But then we'll still be in the middle of crocodiles.
So now that
Yeah, what happened to the crocodiles in the middle of all this?
I would tell you, I'm about to tell you what's
Sorry,
gonna happen.
I'm curious.
Now that it's back to its original orientation, Daryl looks back and he's like, what did you just do?
I hit the rock.
I think you might want to see this. And he
I go
is
over
kind of
and
peering down over the,
I'll go look.
about 5 crocodiles are swimming up the waterfall.
I run back and I smack the rock.
Okay, you run back, you hit the rock, and it does not change.
Time to fight.
I keep tapping it like
Nothing
trying.
happens.
The
Daryl.
triple knock.
It had 2 uses, and you've used
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. And we'll get back to that in just a
It
second.
has to wait for a
Sammy.
long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It only
Oh,
happens
no.
on- you gotta wait till sunrise.
Oh
No,
my
no.
gosh.
Sammy and Sylvester, you are in this cave. You just had this encounter. Sylvester, you pulled out this guitar, and it's a beautiful guitar. Holding it in your hands, it just feels right. Like it was made for you in a strange way. The guitar itself is a very nice oak with embroidery and like just colors painted all over the base of it. The neck has white slats going all the way up where the frets are, and the head of the guitar is painted to look like a skull, like a white skull. And then the most notable features is that on the body of the guitar, coming out of the bottom, is a large metal spike. And is Sylvester right-handed or left-handed? So that might change how useful this instrument is.
Or is he ambidextrous?
I feel like he'd be ambidextrous, but I can just say he's right-handed for the sake of whatever you're getting
Okay.
at.
On the left side of, well, I guess on the right side of the body, if you're looking at it, there's a large axe head that wraps around the side of the body of the guitar. So it is both a guitar and a battle axe. And
Okay.
you have the stats for that guitar.
Is it okay if I change it to be left-handed?
Sure,
Okay, cool.
sure. If you're ambidextrous, then that's fine.
I'll go left-handed.
Okay. Did I say it wrong?
What?
Did I say it wrong from the picture I sent you?
No. I looked something up.
Okay.
Influenced my character.
Sorry, the baby keeps waking up. He's asleep in the office over there.
Buddy.
Well, I
I
can't
roll a
really
20
continue
for
with
baby handling.
that. Rachel needs to roll that.
I rolled an actual 20.
Nice!
Get in there. It's your turn.
You're up.
I roll a dice for baby handling.
You're up. Well,
Could go back to Grog.
you could, but I want to do this.
That's fair.
So,
These things happen.
Gives me time
It's
to
just the
brush
way
up
it
on
is.
whatever it is that I have for combat.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you gotta fight some crocodiles.
you're not in combat yet.
Yeah, I'm
Might
going
have
to
to
be.
fight some crocodiles.
We'll see.
I'm probably going to be.
Combat.
We're gonna
Crocodiles.
find out.
Croc-bat.
We'll go back to Grok, just for the time being.
You do a short step.
Short little thing. Grok, you are rowing this dinghy to the island. First of all, give me an athletics check.
Ooh, okay.
Let's see. I love that you're just rolling these dice.
It's nice. It's a good die.
It feels good in your hand.
Does.
It's kinda,
It's a good size.
I feel like I'm like swirling like a glass of wine or something.
I just got
It's
a
like
natural 20. So
what is athletics?
I took it from you.
Oh, I have a
Athletics.
+7 to athletics,
Cool.
so I'm a strong boy. That's a 10 for 17.
Fantastic. No, you don't have an issue at all. Even with the wake of the island, it's simple. Getting to this island, you row. It doesn't take you 10 minutes from the ship to get to the island. What exactly are you looking for?
I guess first he's just gonna examine the shore and see if it
Okay.
looks like anybody's like washed up, if there's been any activity on the shore,
Okay.
if there's anyone nearby. He's just trying to get a vibe for like what's happened around here recently. If there's anyone maybe nearby that he can go find and interact with. Could be maybe a survival or investigation. I feel like survival is usually used for
Survival.
like tracking stuff.
Yes. If you give me investigation, you have to give me something very specific that you're looking for. If you're looking for footprints in the dirt or
I mean, basically that's what he's looking for. Because
Okay.
if he's up on the shore, he's kind of like investigating the sand of like the beach, trying to find like footprints, activity, signs of life.
okay.
That sort
Yeah,
of
give me a investigation.
Okay. Ugh, 4 + 3 is 7. Not great.
There's not much on the beach.
Okay.
The only thing that is noticeable is there, in some areas of the beach, there's like, it almost looks like a tire tread, going up in like a weird waving pattern
That is weird.
to like the grass line where this beach meets the grass of the island and continues on. There's kind of this weird squiggly line in the sand, indented into the sand. It goes up to where the grass point is.
How big is
and
it?
comes back down. About 2 feet wide, if that, maybe a little bit less.
That could be a really big snake.
Yeah, I guess it could be a really big snake. No, it's about 2 feet wide. It goes from the water up to the grass, and in some places it goes kind of sporadically. It's hard to really notice at first, but once you see it, you can kind of see them speckled about the beach.
Huh. Okay. But it doesn't see any like human or I guess crewmate footprints or anything anywhere. Okay. should have asked where he saw.
Yeah.
Where he saw those
You
kids.
shouldn't have rolled a literal 0.
Yeah, I know.
When you were trying to persuade people
I
to
know,
come with you.
He would have asked where they saw the kids. He probably would have.
You probably would have.
I just didn't think of it in the moment.
Sucks, dude.
He was too busy
You
being
could have
so-
also asked for the map that he told you that they charted.
Oh
a good
yeah,
portion of the
he did do
island.
that too, didn't he? Grok
Yeah.
gets back in the boat.
Okay, if you want to. Get to the island, you're like, well,
This was a dumb idea. I should go back and get that map.
is that the plan then?
Amazing.
I mean,
please.
I feel like he would have done that. So like, yeah, I guess I don't know.
Okay.
This is good intermission material.
He looks around. He's like,
Well, I don't know what to do now. I should go back and ask them for that map. It would have been great if I thought of this 15 minutes ago, but here we are.
Just cuts to Grok standing on the
Man.
beach. The only sound effect is wind blowing.
just like he's standing there. You
Stands there,
hear
just
seagulls like,
staring.
Yes.
he's like
Just looking around.
looking around.
Is that a seagull noise?
He just goes
I can't do
trap
seagull
and gets
noises.
back in the boat and
He's
leaves.
like,
Well, this was a bust.
dropped.
I crocked it again. Boom, 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 boom. Does the same theme song as he's running back.
Grok, you turn around to walk to the dinghy.
Okay.
The dinghy's still there.
Okay.
But you hear a voice
Oh.
from behind you that yells out to you. It says, "Hey!
That sounds like a kid's
Hey,
voice.
old man!
Listen.
What are you doing?"
He turns around to look for the source of the voice.
Give me... Actually... This is 19, beat your AC.
Oh, AC. Okay. I think so. Hold on. Where's my AC on this sheet? Yeah, my AC is 16.
Okay. You take 7 points of piercing damage. Give me a
Jeez.
Constitution save.
Jeez. Okay.
Rock's getting
Ooh,
jumped
that's a
on the
natural 20 for a 22.
Natural 20. You
Nice.
look, you turn, and right when you turn, right in your forehead, a dart hits you right in the forehead. You do take, did I say 7?
Yes.
9?
Yeah.
7,
Yes.
7 piercing damage. And as your vision starts to blur, you just shake your head and your vision clears again.
Okay.
But you don't see the person that shot you with this dart. You don't see the voice calling out to you.
Okay. I'm adding the 7 damage to my character sheet. It's hard to do on the phone.
Yeah.
I'll do that in a second.
So
Okay.
where the sand meets the grass, it goes on for about 15 feet, and then it's just kind of a sporadic tree line. There's like palm trees. It's not like a forest. It eventually becomes a forest, but it's just kind of speckled with palm trees.
Okay. What was it's been so long. Was it Daryl's sister we're looking for?
You're looking for a whole slew of kids.
Right, but I'm trying to think of like a specific name he would remember.
Give me a what's remember check.
History?
Yeah, give me a history check. See if you can recall any of these kids' names.
Okay.
Be a herstory in this case.
I'm in edit mode. Let me go back.
That's yes.
Okay, history. It is a +0, so that's an 18.
Ooh.
18. You know that Daryl's sister's name was Tessa.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
And you also recall a couple of the other kids' names.
Okay.
Luke Marcus, Blair Woods, and then the twins Pip and Ivy.
Okay. So he's just kind of rubbing his head. And did it sound like a male voice or a female voice?
It sounded female.
Okay. So he's kind of rubbing his head. He's like,
Tessa, is that you? We're looking for a Tessa. Blair, Pip, Ivy. Hello? Anyone?
Roll persuasion.
ah. Oh, well, I'll just. Oh.
Is it a crit?
Yeah, it's a 1. It fell out of my hand because I was like.
If you had a dice tray and it was out of the dice tray, I'd let you re-roll it. But I mean, you
Real charmer today.
does a 17 beat your AC?
Yes.
Another dart hits you in the shoulder.
Cool.
6 points
So
of
that's
piercing damage. Actually, it should be poison damage, not piercing damage.
13 total.
And give me a Constitution save.
Gosh.
Natural 20, come on. Let's just go
There's,
back and
yeah,
forth.
there's D6s in there.
That's a 20.
Fantastic. Again, it hits you, and you just kind of grab it and pull it out because you know what's about to happen. You grab it and pull it out and throw it on the ground, and right when that haze starts to hit you, you just shake it off again.
Look, I'm not here to hurt you. Would you stop shooting me? I'm trying to help you. We've got Daryl here. We're looking for you.
Persuasion check.
And he's like, now he's like really trying to see like duck and cover, like.
I mean, you are on a beach,
Yeah.
so there's not really.
Isn't there like a dodge action I can take that like increases my AC or something like that?
Do you have that ability?
That's the thing anyone can do. I think I don't remember exactly how that works.
Don't think
but
so.
I think that might
I
be.
think that's just rogues.
Oh, well.
There's some kind of action you can take in combat that I think. I don't know. I'll roll the persuasion roll.
I don't know. Uncanny
It's an
dodge.
8 minus 1 is 7.
Dodge. When you take the dodge action, you focus entirely on avoiding attacks. This is on the general combat page, so
Okay.
I'm assuming anybody can do this.
And yeah,
But
that's in place
it's
of
just that
that's your whole
your
action.
Yeah, that's your action.
Oh, you keep
Okay,
taking
so
your
it
action.
you are
imposes
technically
disadvantage.
taking your action to
To dodge. Yeah.
persuade them right now.
Oh.
So you wouldn't be able to persuade it, and
But talking's a free action.
yes, but rolling a die is an action.
Okay.
I feel like now that you know you've been hit by this twice, you know what's coming. I'll let you take a dodge.
Okay.
So that just imposes disadvantage.
Yeah.
What was your persuasion?
7.
Fantastic. Oh, that was a natural 20 on the highest one, but it was a 16 beat your AC.
That is my AC exactly.
If it meets it, it beats it. You get hit by another one. You can
Roll
tell
that con
this
save.
one kind of hits you in the chest. Yeah, give me a con save.
Ooh, that's a 5. Plus 2, 7.
Oh,
I think I'm
this
going
time,
down.
this time
Bested by children.
you
Third time's
see
the charm.
this kid. It is a little girl.
Okay.
Kind of wrapped in ivy, like almost with like an ivy dress. That looks, her hair's matted and kind of braided on the sides, going kind of braided all the way, tight braids, going from the front all the way down, coming out in front of her shoulders, and she's just kind of looking at you when you're saying this to her, and she looks down and looks back up, and she just goes, and another dart hits you right between the eyes. And this time, because it caught you so off guard, your vision starts to go hazy, and right before you black out, you see 3 or 4 more kids come out from just behind the coconut trees.
Okay.
Feel like maybe if you would have moved closer, you might have seen them, but you know. So
You don't wanna scare 'em
your
off.
vision slowly starts to fade, and you hit the ground.
Okay. How much damage did I take from that third one? I don't think I
I didn't
cut
roll
you
it.
off.
didn't
I
roll
rolled
it.
the con save before you rolled
Yes.
damage.
That is just 4 points. No, 5. Sorry.
So 18 total.
Yes.
Oh. I am at 16 HP from our fight with the.
Okay, so you're unconscious?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, then you would have gone down anyway, even
Yep.
if you would have gotten the con save.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you go unconscious. And yeah, there's a bunch of kids around you. I think we're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to wait for Rachel to get back, so there's not too much to edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To knock this down a little bit. So we're going to take a little bit of break. You guys go potty out there. People watching, go potty, get some water. Take a little bit of break. We'll see you guys back here in just a little bit, okay? Peace. See ya. Bye. Cool. We're not ending the stream. We're just going to be right back. Okay,
Just
cool.
gonna do a
Okay.
BRB.
BRB. Peace. welcome back. Welcome back. Daniel is replaced by a ball because he has a 4-hour drive home. So he went ahead and left, but he is watching the stream, so he might be commenting. So keep an eye out for.
He better not be watching.
Or
He better be
commenting.
Not
listening.
watching. He's listening. Don't watch.
Do
Don't
not
watch
watch.
or comment. Just listen.
Use Siri to
Daniel.
comment.
There you go.
That won't work.
Sammy and Sylvester. I've explained what's happening so many times. You have this guitar in your hands. Sammy,
You haven't said anything about me.
you see a fleshy Sylvester in front of you, still wearing the overalls, holding a guitar, but human.
I see him as human?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I forgot I did. Do I tell him that?
Yeah, you said last episode. You said Sylvester, you're you, but you're a human you, or something like that.
Okay.
That was the last thing that was said.
I do not remember saying things.
Yeah. So, Sylvester said, you asked me at the end of the last episode if that she saw a separate you, or if she saw you as a human. And Sylvester, you look down, noticing you're studying this guitar, but you notice your arms and your hands, and you're human.
Sylvester freezes, and with a shaky hand, he touches the arm of the hand that's holding the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
What does he feel?
Skin,
Not stone. It's like
not stone. It's squishy.
I'm like them. He's gonna strum it again really quick. Does anything happen?
No, it's a little out of tune, but not necessarily.
Sylvester starts to freak out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, just not like a full-on panic attack, but he's breathing very heavily and just kind of looking at his arms. So
Samuel is just kind of staring at you, wide-eyed.
Can Sammy or Samuel still going?
You go ahead.
I was gonna. Well, what happens if you put it down?
Sylvester drops it.
Dum, dum, dum.
Is he still human?
Still human.
He's still human?
Mhm.
Well,
Alright.
that didn't work.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Do you know any songs you can play on it, maybe?
Not at the moment. Don't exactly have the capacity for that, but well, I don't know. We should go, I guess. What were we doing?
Nothing. We walked out of the tunnel, and then you heard music. Do you hear music?
Do I?
No.
No, I don't. Hey, that's an entrance, exit. Let's go out that way.
Make sure you grab your guitar.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, let's just go. Others are probably out there somewhere.
You guys heading out of the mouth of the
Yeah,
cave?
so that's-
Is
She
there
just marked
anything
us out.
else to see?
Not really. It's
That's
just
it?
kind
It
of
was
a
just the
big
guitar and he's
empty
human
cave.
now and...
You mean that's it? That's a lot.
I know, that's what I'm saying, like that's it, like...
That's the only thing that's in this cave.
Okay, I guess we're heading out.
All right, you pick up the guitar,
Yeah,
and who's walking out first?
Sylvester. He just kind of like mindlessly walks towards it.
Okay. The sun is bright. You walk out of this cave and you're like, whoa. And kind of looking up at the sky, you realize that there is no sun. It's the entire sky is just bright white light. And you see this island in front of you. There's a small pathway of kind of stones and sand mixed with water. When the tide gets higher, it kind of rushes over, the waves kind of rush over this small clearing. Oceans to your left and your right, and you see this island in front of you.
Okay.
Sylvester had not, he'd been in a cave up until the point he was human, so he's assuming that this has something to do with that. And he's just going to sit down. And we're on sand, right? Or are we in like
yeah, I mean
grassy?
it's pretty rocky. I mean
Okay.
where this island is that this skull shaped rock is, I mean it's sandy, but it's more rocky than sandy on this specific area.
Okay, is there, you said, so there's rocks around and stuff.
Mhm.
All right, Sylvester's gonna sit next to a stone, or I guess sit on a stone and just kind of like start rubbing his hand along it.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's real weird. It feels really strange because you know your the receptors in your hand are a lot more
Receptive?
yes, they're a lot more sensitive now. And rubbing your hand on this stone, it's cold and it's dry and feels very strange.
Hey, Sammy, you still got your, flying, cloth, whatever it was?
Carpet?
Yeah.
I suppose, right here.
You want to see if the others are around anywhere? I need a second.
Sure. Do I have, what were the special things I had? Is there anything I could, because we don't know why he's human.
No, he picked up the guitar, it made a loud noise, and he became human.
And you dropped it and nothing
Just like
happened,
the
and now he's
Chargers,
just
nothing
human
happened. Yep.
again. And that's it.
That's it.
So weird.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well I guess I'm gonna hop on my carpet and fly around. Samuel, you wanna come with me?
Sure.
Alright.
Are you staying here?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay. He jumps onto your carpet.
Okay, and we're gonna
Just take off.
fly.
Okay. You take off into the sky. Sylvester,
Yes.
sitting on this rock, looking across
we
this
should have never
path.
left him alone.
Looking across this path.
Yeah.
On the other side of this path, there's sand kind of dunes, and then it goes into a thick forested area. And as Sammy and Sylvester take off,
Samuel and
Samuel and
Sam.
As
Sammy.
the Sams take off.
Gosh. Samuel and Sammy take off into the sky. You see walking across the beach from the right side of your vision to the left, a little boy, probably 6 years old, with a kind of a tube. It's like a stick with a point at the end, and he has it over his shoulder, and he's just walking across the sand. Doesn't seem to notice you.
Sylvester's going to. He's going to get up and just follow him.
Okay.
But like quietly. So I guess stealthing, but not.
Are you
Not-
trying not to be noticed by him?
I guess I'm not. It's not necessarily that I'm trying not to be noticed, but I'm not like calling out to him. So I guess
Okay.
I'm not stealthing. I'm just walking.
So you
towards
don't
him.
care if you're noticed by him necessarily.
I don't think so he's not thinking about it. He's just it's something that's moving. So
So he's just following this kid.
yeah.
Just not saying anything, but just following this kid. Okay. As he kind of gets past where you are, you walk across this small bridge. Are you caring about making noise on this little path? It's not a bridge; it's a little path.
What is like? Is it a? What have I been walking on so far?
It's like sand and rocks, like a small pebbles mixed with sand.
Okay.
And it kind of goes down into a pathway of the same substance with larger rocks, almost making a path
Okay.
across.
If it's the same texture, then he'd probably still keep going,
Okay.
and not thinking about making noise. Just
Okay. So when the wake does come over this bridge, if you step in the water, it's going to make noise. You don't care about that. That's what I'm asking.
So there's water coming, is what you're saying.
There's waves just periodically will brush over.
He'd actually probably jump whenever water touched him because that would be a completely new
Okay.
sensation. So.
Give me an athletics check to see if you can successfully jump over the waves without.
Or do you mean like he
Specifically alerting.
flinches because it's new, or
Yeah.
he tries to?
Not that he's trying to jump from rock to rock. It's
Oh.
that like he
It
jumps.
just kind of surprises him.
Yeah.
You've also never felt water before.
That's what
in
I
this.
mean. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's why.
And you are barefoot.
Yes.
Samuel wouldn't see this anyway. I'm sorry, the baby woke
Sammy
up
is
again.
regretting leaving Sylvester alone.
So I'm not gonna make you roll for anything. You're just walking across. He passes you. I'm gonna do a perception check for him. No, he does not notice that you're following him.
Okay.
He's just walking on the beach, this stick over his shoulder. How far are you following him?
I just
Aimlessly
yeah.
following him. Okay.
Sylvester's not thinking very much right now. He's just doing.
Following him for about 10 minutes. He doesn't turn around. He doesn't change his pace. At one point, he stops and just kind of stares and looks to his right.
He says,
that.
"What was that noise?"
He stops and looks to his right into the woods. He kind of nods. He looks to the left. Keeps walking. Another 10 minutes. You are coming up to a curve around where the beach kind of curves, and it's hard to see where he's going past the tree line that's on the edge of this beach. But as you're walking, as he makes this curve, you see probably 5 other kids. These ones look a little bit older than the kid that you're following.
Yeah.
And they're listening attentively to another kid. And you can see, even though it's kind of a huddle of kids, the kid that they're listening to is a little bit raised up from them, like he's standing on a box or something. And this kid just keeps walking. What are you gonna do?
He keeps walking past them.
No, he's walking toward this group.
Oh, yeah, Sylvester keeps going.
Okay.
He's not like looking at the group. He's not thinking.
Are you trying to be hidden, or are you just trying to follow?
He's just following.
Okay.
Or he might not hide, but like he might stop when he gets closer and just like look around at everything that's happening.
Okay. You're still probably about 50 or so feet from this group of kids. The kid that you've been following just keeps going, gets to where the group is, and just kind of blends in with the group. There's now 6 in this huddle listening to this one kid. You can faintly hear him talking in the distance,
Okay.
but from this distance you can't quite make out what he's saying.
He'll get a little bit closer then to hear it.
Okay, are you gonna go into the tree line to, or are you just walking up to him?
Just walking up.
Okay. As you're getting closer, give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh. That day it was on a 19. It's the bottom of the dot. The bottom means. 17, I think.
Okay. I feel like I've asked this before. How old is Sylvester? Because that will make a difference in how this plays out. I guess in this human form, how old does he look?
Probably mid-30s.
Mid-30s?
I think so.
Okay. As you're kind of inching closer, trying to hear what they're saying, you do get pieces of what this seemingly older, he seems like the oldest kid of the group, and all of them are kind of wearing tattered leaves to make out. Some look like they have like shoulder pads. Some look like some have fashioned branches into ropes and like vines. They're decoratively strewn about their person. But this kid specifically, that is in the center of this circle, he has bright red hair, and kind of a green tunic that the leaves on the shoulders kind of puff out on both sides. Not anything kind of to make him look like he would be in charge. Some of these other kids have like ornate, like they've carved open coconuts and they're wearing them as helmets and stuff like that, but he's very subtle. He has a green hat, much like your friend Robin wears. And he is talking to all these kids. And you can see he has a scowl on his face, and he's telling them, I know it's here. I felt it. I haven't felt it in years, and I know that it's here. We need to search every inch of this island. Every inch until we find it. I don't know who has it. I don't know who stole it, but I need it. And all these kids are just kind of nodding. Kind of expressionless, just nodding at him. Hold on. Wrong character. Let me see what this kid's perception is.
Sylvester's also about to get jumped by a bunch of 11-year-olds.
Perception. Where is his perception? Oh man, +7.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
No, he still doesn't get it.
Wow.
So he doesn't even notice. He's so focused on the task at hand and whatever orders he's giving these kids, he doesn't even notice you. That's how infuriated he is. And you can see his skin is starting to get red. Like not like red, but like that's how angry he is. His skin is starting to like show his how frustrated he is.
Really is feral. Good night.
Are you walking up into the group? Like how close are you gonna get?
I think that would be enough to kind of shake Sylvester out of whatever, not like a trance, but make him realize where he is. Like this sheer anger he's seeing, and he's just gonna start looking around and realize he has no idea where he is or how he can like.
I mean, you've been walking for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're driving for a while and like you get to a certain point, you're like,
Wait.
I don't remember driving for the past 30 minutes. How did I get here?
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
For sure.
I don't know, because yeah, I think he's just gonna, at this point, he's just going to hide and like wait to see what happens. Like if they leave, what happens? Because
So you're gonna go to the right into the tree line?
and he's just kind of, I guess, wait it out and then try to go back to where he told Sammy he'd be, because he told them he'd stay. So
Yeah. So you kind of shake out of this and walk back into the tree line.
yeah,
I'm not gonna make you roll for walking into a tree line. But as he's talking to these kids, you're still keeping an eye on him. And as he's talking to these kids, he ends this conversation. He's just getting more frustrated. And he stops and he's just panting. And he looks at the one that you've been following. And he says, gotta make sure I get this right. He looks down at him and says, "Pockets, have you seen anything on your patrol?" And the kid just looks up at him and he says, "No, sir, I didn't see anything." And the older one, with the red hair, looks back up, and he sees 2 sets of footprints in the sand and one veering off into the woods.
That is where I carried you.
And he looks down at this kid,
Yeah.
couldn't be older than 6 years old. And you see where he's kind of taller than all the other kids, he starts slowly getting lower. And the group kind of splits. And he grabs this kid by the lapel, by the shoulders, and then in an instant, shoots up into the air.
No, Johnny, no. Don't kill a 6-year-old in front of Sylvester.
No, nothing happened. He just grabs him by this shirt, and like you feel like you blinked and you missed it. He just took off straight up into the air. From where your vision is, he takes off and he kind of heads over the tree line.
I thought he was just gonna go up and just drop him right where he was.
No, I wouldn't do that.
There's no way.
That's what I thought you were gonna do too.
No way.
It's like I don't know that Sylvester would like have this much of an attachment, but like I can't do this.
Oddly,
Okay.
I did know.
Okay. So Sylvester sees that.
And all the other kids turn and look, see the footprints, and they turn toward the tree line, seemingly looking directly at you, and they start walking into
Yeah, Sylvester's gonna take off running.
into the woods.
Away from them.
So into the woods.
I guess so.
Okay. You take off running. Give me an athletics check to see how well you can run through woods barefoot on newly acquired skin.
I feel like I wouldn't do well, so let's see.
I'm not going to give you disadvantage. I'm just going to let you roll.
Okay. So
I'm just gonna
that
do a group check for that.
and for half proficiency, it is half your
What
bonus,
does that
right?
face mean?
Half your proficiency
And
bonus,
you
yes.
round down, right?
Yeah.
Half rounded down, yes.
Okay, so that would be 15.
Okay. You start trucking through this dense forest, and you're scooping limbs and trees out of the way, and you can hear footsteps behind you getting closer. And it's a natural 20.
Oh no.
Does a 23, it's a natural 20, it hits. You feel a sharp pain in the back of your neck. Unlike anything you've ever
I only have
felt
11
before.
hit points. Please
Unlike
do not perma-kill my character.
And unlike anything you've
My
ever felt
heart's not
before,
gonna do
because
that.
you are human.
Yeah.
So you've never felt this kind of pain before. You've felt being poked, but not like this.
Yeah.
It feels like fire shoots through you. And you're only going to take 6 points of poison damage. And give me a constitution save.
Okay. 6 damage. Constitution save. That's a 6.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
As you're running, your vision starts to blur, and almost your entire body starts to go numb, which again is a strange feeling.
Yeah.
And you trip over just a root of a tree that's coming down in front of you. And as your vision starts to blur, you hit the ground with a thud, and as your eyes are closing, you see those same kids. And I'll give you this. As your eyes are closing, give me a perception check. See what you can see.
Okay.
It's a pretty good roll.
Yeah, that is a 24.
Ooh.
24. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've got.
You got extra
You see
points,
the
huh?
one that's
No.
holding this thin pipe, like this tube made of like some kind of bamboo, wooden material. He's the first to get to you.
The same kid or
No, it's a different kid.
oh,
Same kid as.
the one that Peter
No, this is the group that was around Peter that started chasing him into the woods.
Gotcha.
So Peter took the one, took off.
Okay.
Sorry, not Peter. Some kid. Some kid. Ah, you got me.
Jiffy took
You
off with
solved my puzzle. No, he grabbed that kid and took off.
Okay.
The other
This is a different kid with a different pole.
5, yeah,
Okay.
seemingly all of them have this weapon.
Okay, gotcha.
The other
I missed
5
that.
took off into the woods and
Okay.
chased him.
Okay, gotcha.
As your eyes are closing, the one that steps up to you first, he has fashioned what looks like some kind of bark of a tree into a vest.
Oh, cool.
And he kind of crouches down, gets right in your face, and you can see his hair is shaved on the sides. He has 3 red mohawks, 2 on the sides, 1 going down the middle. Large red mohawks. And he looks at you and he says, "Night night." And your eyes close.
Got killed by Feraligator.
Sammy,
No, I don't want to be here anymore.
you and
How will you get captured by the children?
Is that you? I think I
You-
hear him again.
you and
Samuel.
Samuel are flying on this carpet.
We are away from all the things.
You take off and you kind of are hovering over. You see this island. You see in the center of the island a large mountain that on the very top, it's hundreds of feet above you. The very top of this mountain has a ring of clouds.
Okay.
And like a mist that just kind of drapes over the top of the mountain. Apart from that, you see this sprawling forest that you're flying over. To the south, you see off far in the distance, you see a pirate ship that's floating about 50 feet. No, probably 150 or so feet off of the island itself. To the right of that, you kind of see an island that's just adjacent of the island that you're on that has large teepees and tents set up on it. And large rivers flowing through this cavernous space. Directly to your left, jettisoning out a small portion, there's kind of a cliff that drops down into a lagoon that's in the water with 1 or 2 kind of sharp rocks inside of the lagoon, kind of propped up in the lagoon. And you see some kind of large fish jumping out of the water and diving back under. How long are you taking this trip on this carpet?
How long?
How long are you flying? How long are you up in the air scouting out the
I have
area
a
for?
character sheet for my carpet.
You do.
I do, yeah, absolutely.
You do. Do you want me to pull it up for you? So go to inventory, and then you should see your carpet there. And it'll tell you what the fly speed is.
Carpet of flying. It doesn't.
If you click on it, it'll give you a description.
Okay. Right. Oh, you can speak the carpet's command word as an action to make the carpet hover over and fly.
What's the fly
That
speed?
you are within 30 feet of it. Its carpet's 4 feet. Okay. 60 feet.
60 feet. That's a pretty fast carpet.
Yeah, it is.
So you tell me how long would Sammy and Samuel
I'm
be
trying to
scouting this land?
decide.
And as you're flying over, Samuel has a notebook out and he's sketching everything that he's seeing.
Aw.
I'm trying to decide where I would want to go. Because I'm looking for these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to go where the giant
Give me a
fish
perception check,
are. Fine.
Fine.
because I just realized that I might not have planned for you scouting out on your carpet.
Let me use my new dice.
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah,
They're
Fancy.
so
Fancy
pretty.
That's what I got this
dice.
from too.
They are so pretty. Okay.
My green spooky dice.
Spoopy dice.
To be honest, I've been given a lot of the dice I have. I forget who gives what. But I'm pretty sure most of them are given by Laura.
Ooh, that's a decent roll on the new dice.
We're pretty good here with 2. So 17.
17. Oh man. Okay.
Tell me what I see.
As you're flying, you're looking at the horizon around you, and you kind of glance down, like almost directly below you. At this point, you're on the northeast side of the island, and almost directly below you, about 70 or so feet down, you hear it first. You hear the sound of drums, doom, 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 and you look down and you see the trees are at an odd shape in this one area where they come up almost like a dome, and there's only a singular hole right in the middle, and you just happen to be basically right above it. And looking down, you see sand, kind of an oval of sand. From this perspective, you would only be able to see sand, but you do see people fighting in the center of this kind of dome.
I'm so excited. Are Grak and I going to be Planet Hulked? We're going to be gladiators? Like gladiator prisoners?
Yeah, against each other.
I can't wait to fight Grak.
What do you do?
What do I do?
I don't know.
I'm gonna ask Samuel.
Okay, just ask him.
Samuel, if you were God, what would you do?
Samuel.
He's kind of sitting. If you're at the front of the carpet, he's kind of sitting with his back to you, with his legs, kind of feet dangling off
Well, then I'm
the carpet, and he's just sketching, like
Okay,
looking
well
up.
then I'm probably gonna turn and smack him.
He falls off the carpet.
Oh
No,
my
I'm just
gosh.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, that was a good
Samuel
one.
falls to his death.
Gotcha.
Keep on going.
No. He's like,
There
"Oh,
can be
yeah,
only,
yes,
there
yes,
can be only one Samuel.
yes,
Samuel.
yes.
Do you see that?
Do what are we looking
Down
at?
below.
Down below.
Do
He
you
kinda
see
like
the weird trees with the
leans
sand
over,
thing?
he's like, I get nauseous if I look straight down.
Samuel, take a deep breath. Look down. Look down.
Okay, you gonna catch me if I fall?
Well, hold on.
Can I hold your hand?
Sammy's gonna
Say yes, Sammy. Say yes.
Just put it out there.
He takes your hand and he kind of like leans over, and he's like, "What am I looking at?"
Do you see the weird trees and the people fighting?
Huh? Oh, that's not the right dice. It's the same number on both dice. Anyway.
Nice.
He's like, no.
Oh.
We're pretty high up. Can you get closer?
I don't know if I want to get closer. I don't want them to see me.
Oh, I can't see. You talking? I can see trees.
Well, what do you see, Samuel?
I
If you
see-
look out everywhere, what do you see?
I see an island in a mountain with the clouds at the top of it, and there's a ship over off in the distance.
Okay, where do you think that the others would be?
Well, you said people are fighting. Should we help them?
No.
No.
Well, what if they start?
Why would we do that?
Well, what if they start fighting us? Are you ready to fight?
You're strong.
Well, I don't know how many people there are. Can I check how many people there are?
How many people there are? You give me a investigation check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yes, you're so high up in the air.
So I could swoop down.
You could swoop down, then I'd take away disadvantage.
Okay, Sammy will swoop down, but still not close enough to where they can see me.
Okay. So 20 feet. I said you're 70 feet, so you get down to 50.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take away disadvantage. So just roll once. Add investigation. What is
Does
it?
that say -1?
It does, yes.
Sammy is very observant.
Okay.
She's at 4.
We started this thing off by her jumping in a prison wagon for fun, so I would say so.
Yes, yes.
I forgot that was why she was there.
Yes, with a 4, you
fun,
can
I want an
only
adventure.
kind of see the 1 or 2 maybe fighting in the middle of this sandy place.
Is there any way that I can fly
Um,
down there and get in the trees without them seeing me?
You could try. You can roll a stealth check.
Oh gosh, what's my stealth?
That is very metagaming. Just do what Sammy would do.
Just do what Sammy would
Just
do.
do what Sammy. What would Sammy do?
Oh, Sammy. Still trying to decide if I want to go towards these people or still look for the others. However, all of these places do not look very inviting for me to just fly to.
Okay.
Alright, we will fly down and try to hide behind these weird trees where we're not seen, but we're gonna go slow because I don't want to be caught. Well, I
Okay.
don't even know what's on the island, honestly.
You start drifting down
Yeah.
toward this place, and you can, the drum are
Hold
getting louder.
on, Samuel.
Samuel's still clutching your hand.
Oh, no.
Give me a strength check to see if you can pull your hand out.
The noise she made. That's the noise she made.
I don't even know where my strength
Oh, Samuel's not strong.
It's a natural 20.
Okay. You pull your hand out, and he doesn't even realize your hand's gone.
Oh.
He just has his hand up like this, and he's just watching.
Poor bud.
What was the stealth that you rolled before?
Stealth? I haven't rolled stealth.
Oh, okay. Give me a stealth roll.
Can I keep that one on stealth? 8. I'm so stealthy.
This is where the kids get her.
Chick's gonna be left.
As you're drifting down, you get almost to the treetops, and you hear something
No, great.
off in the distance. You glance over your left shoulder as you're drifting down, and you see a boy no older than 12
I don't want to see them.
with a child, 6 years old at most, in his arms, and he is beelining it straight towards you. Fiery red hair with, I don't know what these kind of hats are called, with this kind of hat on top of his head. Just head to toe in green. The sleeves are kind of cut off, tufted leaves coming off, and he's just holding this kid, and he's flying directly towards you.
He's flying to me?
Flying.
Okay.
Fast.
Well, Sammy's gonna fly faster.
Down.
Going up.
Oh, he sees you.
Oh, he sees me.
That stealth check.
That's stealth.
Yes. No, he sees you. you rolled for stealth. How old is Sammy? How does she appear?
20.
Okay. As he's flying, he kind of glances your way, and he makes eye contact with you. And then dive bombs straight down into the tree line.
He does?
Mhm.
Oh, he doesn't like adults.
Mm-hmm.
So he ran from me.
So you're almost at the tree line now, when you hear coming out of the woods below you. And no, we're good. Does a
Sandy's not
19
feeling very
beat your
brave.
AC?
My AC?
Mm-hmm.
That stands for Animal
Yes.
Crossing to see if you
Yeah.
get crossed.
Yes, it does.
You take 4 points, no? 7 points of poison damage.
Mm.
Give me a constitution save.
Can a genie be poisoned? How does that work?
Do you have resistance to poison?
14. Let me see.
Dang it, I do. When I'm regular Sylvester, I've never been poisoned
You
so
don't
far.
anymore.
I know. I've been waiting to be poisoned. 'Cause, like, I have resistance to poisoning, but
Yeah,
not
resistance
anymore.
to fire damage.
Okay, so no, you don't, because your lineage comes from a fire genie.
Should have been a poison genie. It's your fault.
That's not an option.
So I take 4.
You take 7 points of damage. Give me a Constitution save.
I thought I just did 14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what I
you.
rolled for last time.
As you're holding onto the carpet, out of the tree line, a dart hits you right in the knuckle, and it hurts, and you feel like a fire burning through your
Can
arm.
I take it out and throw it?
Sure, you can take it out and throw it. The fire's still going through your arm.
Yeah. I'm resistant to fire.
And
so.
your your vision starts to cloud.
Samuel, take over. I can't see, Samuel.
What's going on?
Samuel, I need
What
you
happened?
to tell
What
the
happened?
carpet to
Tell
go,
the carpet to go.
back up.
Carpet, go back up. Nothing happens. What do I do? Are you okay?
No.
Can
Can I use a healing spell on myself?
No, not in this particular situation. But good thing, you did beat the DC for it, so just give me a chance to say it. The fire's creeping up your arm, and as your vision starts to blur, you kind of just shake your head, and your vision clears.
Oh, just kidding, Samuel. We're all good. We're
Okay.
all good.
Go up? No, we're not going up anymore.
We are gonna go up.
We-
We're going as far away from this place as we possibly can.
Yes.
Yes. We're
Oh,
taking
okay.
off.
Okay.
We're going back.
I believe your carpet did sustain damage in that pirate fight, did it not?
No?
I believe the pirate with the chain axe slashed the middle of the carpet, and I
No,
halved
it
its movement
didn't.
speed. It did. It did. Chat? Anybody remember? Can anybody confirm that?
No.
In the middle of the pirate fight.
My carpet had a long rest.
No, it didn't.
It
You didn't
sewed
even have a
itself
long
up.
rest. You didn't even have a long rest.
Okay, well, I pulled out my sewing kit and I took care of it.
At what point?
At the point that
That you got sucked into the.
he was picking up and staring at a guitar for a very 3 months.
Yeah.
Must have been 3 months.
Best having a panic. Best having a panic attack. Let me get some stitching in.
No. Okay, so you're flying. You're just going up and away.
Yeah, I want to get out of here.
Laura said, Johnny, I have slept since then.
Yes. You rise into the air. What's the range on this? You went down to
50
feet, and then you said you started going lower.
I
So
did?
You said you started going to the treetops.
Yes, I said we were going to go down.
Yes. So you're about 20 feet
And Jeannie's not very...
in the air. I'm gonna say they're gonna get one more attack on you before you peace out.
You better hold on. I'm putting my armor on, and this time...
Does a 26 beat your AC?
Ugh.
I do not have to answer that.
Yes, you do. Okay, I'll just roll damage.
Legally,
I'll
you
roll
can't,
damage.
you can't make me.
And you go ahead and roll a Constitution save.
If I get up and walk away, that's never happened.
That's 9 points of poison damage.
10.
You're the same thing. It hits you as you're kind of trying to pull up and go away. It hits you in the side behind you.
Dadgummit!
And the fire spreads. Your vision starts to fade.
Samuel,
Yes, you're kind of
Take it.
you're inclining now.
Take-
So you're
hold
you're
on,
going up.
Samuel.
Okay. Samuel grabs the carpet.
Okay.
Your vision fades.
Yeah.
You release the carpet.
I don't release the carpet.
You do. Because you go unconscious.
Good night.
Samuel
Strength
is kind of
check?
hugging. No, you're unconscious.
Can I-
Samuel's hugging the carpet, and I'll tell you what. Samuel's going to do a strength check to see if he can catch you before you hit the ground.
Oh, man.
So as you lose consciousness, you kind of fall backwards off of the carpet.
Should have held his hand.
Tell you this. Samuel's not strong.
This is a natural 20.
Did he nat 20 it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
You didn't know?
I need to pull his character sheet back up because I don't know if this is a success or a fail.
Oh, great. I might have died.
-2. So no, he reaches out and catches your hand, and as he grabs your wrist, the momentum of your body pulls your shoulder out of the socket,
Oh, good.
but you're unconscious, you don't feel this.
Yeah, of course.
And
not.
then you slip out of his hand,
Oh, good.
and you're falling.
I'm following.
You know Jeannie's head sockets.
True.
As Judy falls, she starts to float.
She doesn't, she's unconscious. There's
Magical
literally nothing you
powers
can
take
do.
over, and she begins to float.
No. You fall through the tree chops. That's the last thing that Samuel sees, is you fall through the tree chops. He's still holding onto this carpet that's almost vertical.
Why did I
Because
do
you
that?
were ascending.
I am ascending, but it
You're
can
going
it can
up.
incline slowly like an airplane.
No, you said you were getting out of there. You were ascending. He is kind of just bear hugging this carpet, about 30 feet above the ground right now. You disappear through the treetops.
Good. It
Um,
won't be the first time.
Tricks. We're going to end it with this. The crocodiles.
I would like to run over to Daryl and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay, what does that do?
It masks me and each creature I choose within 30 feet. So Daryl.
Mhm.
We both have a +10 bonus to stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means.
Oh,
A creature
cool.
that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage.
But you don't turn invisible.
Is it a veil of shadows and silence radiates from? Oh, a
Oh,
veil of shadows
veil of
and
shadows.
silence
So-
radiates from you, masking you and your companions
Okay.
from detection.
Okay, so you cast this, you go over to Daryl, you cast the spell, and it's just kind of a dark mist. Just, it kind of explodes off of the top of this plateau, just kind of steaming and dissipating at the edges of its reach. Can you see?
As far as I know, I can.
Okay, so it's not like so you're just harder to detect. Okay.
Yeah.
So you hear the sound of the water. And coming up out of the water where you are, shooting up out of the water and landing not in the lake, but on the platform that you were originally when you looked down the first time. Landing on the lake is a 7-foot tall crocodile humanoid. And he starts sniffing. He's looking around. Give me a stealth check. You said it's a +10?
Yes, and I cannot be tracked except by magical means.
Okay. Is it a 1? Is it a 1?
No, it's not a 1.
But it's still +10.
I think I'm actually proficient in stealth. I
Daryl
might be able to
got
save
an
this.
18 +10.
Oh, I am proficient in stealth. Okay.
Stealth.
Ooh,
Plus-
19.
19?
I rolled a
Really
3.
proficient.
Oh, nice. That's amazing.
I have a
Daryl's also proficient in stealth and rolled a natural 18, so he's good. So you guys just kind of huddle into this corner, and you see this. I don't know how that works because there's nothing here, but you see this crocodile land on the opposite side of you, and he's like sniffing and looking around. And you see another one. This one is a little bit smaller than the first one. Give me a perception check. See what you can see about this guy.
Okay, that's a lot better. 22.
22. You noticed. Hold on. Pardon me while I pull up Hero Forge to give you an accurate description of what this guy looks like. You first of all notice something very peculiar about this guy. As he's looking around and kind of shifting his weight back and forth, slinking from side to side, you notice that on the right side of his face there's a giant scar going across, and he has an eye patch on his right eye. You also notice that his right arm has kind of a spiked metal armor that's coming down, but at the elbow, coming to the front of his hand, is a prosthetic. And can I open this character, please?
He's shy.
No, D&D Beyond's just loading. No, take your time, by all means.
That's why it's called Beyond.
Okay, there we go. From his elbow to his hand is wrapped in a thick white cloth, and at the end, it's just kind of a nub. But you can tell that it's some kind of prosthetic because it's attached at the shoulder.
Gotcha.
But on that arm itself, there are probably about 7-inch sharp teeth, not coming out of his skin, but attached to the armor plate that's on his arm. He has long, spined horns coming out the back of his head and going straight up, and he's looking around. The second one lands next to him. Just doesn't have any noticeable features. He has small horns coming down, rotating down the back of his neck. No armor, no plating, anything. He just has kind of a tattered loincloth. And he looks at the big one and just starts to kind of growl. Starts to make this. And the big one looks around and says, and the little one kind of backs up and stands next to the waterfall, and the larger one walks over to the stone that you had just been pressed. Have you moved from that stone? You walked back to Daryl.
Yeah, I ran back over to
He
Daryl.
presses the stone, and you notice the smaller one looking over the waterfall. He presses the stone, and the waterfall, and then shoots back up. And he turns to the smaller one and says, and the smaller one jumps into the lake and swims up the stream, up into the next level. And the big one just kind of stands there. It's like looking back and forth.
This
looking
spell
for-
lasts an hour. I can wait.
Okay.
But I had I'm standing there and I've got a death grip on Daryl's pants leg.
How does
Okay.
that work with paws exactly?
Yeah.
Just kind of both. Yeah.
How do I shoot arrows?
How does the sky move?
Yeah.
Okay. You have a death grip on Daryl's pant leg.
Yeah. Almost like I'm afraid if I let go, the spell will end or something.
Daryl shakes his head, and he starts looking around. And he looks down at you, and he says, "Get off me!" and starts to walk away from you.
Oh my land.
And he's just kind of shaking as he's walking away from you.
Just kind of free. Is he walking towards the crocodiles?
No, just not necessarily. The one crocodile is standing at the edge, where you guys first were. He moved to press the button, walked back to it. Daryl's walking kind of to the opposite edge.
Okay. She just kind of jerks back and goes, "Sorry."
And Daryl, he just looks mad, and he's just kind of shaking. And he gets to the edge, and he looks over at this creature, and he pulls out a hand crossbow and fires it.
Trix started to run towards him and started to yell after him to not Daryl, no!
Not
He-
the loudest we ever heard Trix speak.
Pulls
Yeah.
the trigger. Before you can get to him, he pulls the trigger, and he hits this crocodile kind of in the side of the neck with the crossbow bolt. And the crocodile shudders, and
Which I'm curious how this is going to play out, because it's not like invisibility where it wears off if you attack.
Oh no, Daryl's crazy and invisible.
Yeah. Yeah.
he hits him right in the neck, and the crocodile just pulls it out. And see, but that's the thing, is you're not invisible. I'm pretty sure line of sight would not affect this if he can see you, because you're not hiding behind anything. It would just
I
kind of add
guess.
to your stealth roll. Can I get a roll check on anybody? Pass without a trace.
What's it called again?
Pass
Pass
without trace.
I feel like if he's not trying to stealth, it wouldn't force a stealth check on him. Oh.
The first thing that popped up said, pass without trace moves, footsteps, and other, whatever that means, to make it impossible to follow you, but it does not at all render you invisible.
Okay, so you're still visible. He's not trying to be stealthy.
Okay.
This crocodile looks at him, sneers, and he shouts down the waterfall. And you hear a voice in the back of your head. And this voice says, "What did he just say?"
I don't know. I didn't understand it. Did you?
And all of a sudden, like, you didn't feel a fog cloud in your brain before, but a fog cloud clears. And Marion casts Speak with Animals.
Oh my gosh.
But she is animals.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So, you
Can't wait for you
hear
to talk like that.
this crocodile yelling down this waterfall. And he says, "Human! Human here, human danger. Must get rid of human." And a second later, no, the
Because the
waterfall's going up.
Yeah.
This crocodile looks at Daryl. Doesn't seem to be phased or hurt by this crossbow bolt. Just plucks it out. But seems to be phased by seeing a human.
Like, did he sound scared, or
He
did he
sounded
sound
scared.
angry? He sounded scared.
He sounded scared.
Gotcha.
He turns and jumps off of the plateau.
Okay. Well, Trix was gonna try to run forward and say something to him because he looks scared. And be like,
Okay,
no,
I'll
no,
give
no,
you
we're not here
I'll
to-"
give you a chance to say something before he jumps.
Okay, so I suppose that means that it's concentration. So I guess the spell drops
you're
or
not
something.
you're not concentrating
Yeah,
on it.
I'm not concentrating.
You didn't
on
cast a spell.
Hmm?
You didn't cast a spell.
No, pass without trace.
Oh, are you dropping concentration intentionally? You don't have to drop it. It's your
Because
choice.
if she's trying to talk to him, then she wants to be
Okay.
heard and seen. So yeah.
Okay.
She's
so you
like, no,
drop
we're
concentration.
not here to hurt anybody. He's not dangerous. He's not. We're okay.
He quickly looks down at you
She flinches.
and he says, "You with human?"
Yes.
You hold on. I need to check something. Because this is gonna make a difference.
I really hope these guys never meet Grok, because I'm not going to be able to tell who's talking.
He says, "You with human?" "I save you from human." And he scoops you up and then jumps off.
Trix got adopted!
And that is where we're gonna end tonight's
At
episode.
least you're with the safe ones.
That's where we're gonna end tonight's
Yeah, we all got
episode.
adopted by, kidnapped by children. You got adopted by crocodiles.
Hey!
You're going to lead the crocodile revolution.
Rip Daryl though.
So do humans go crazy in this world?
Oh, right, you were gone. Yeah, they kind of
Oh,
go
yeah.
crazy when they're
But I'm not human.
on the island.
Nope.
No, that's good.
Sylvester
None of
is.
you are human.
I'm curious if that affects
He's
Sylvester.
human!
Because I'm not. I am human, but
Samuel's human. He's human right now.
He's hugging a magic carpet 30 feet in the air right now.
Maybe he's not low enough to be caught yet.
yeah.
But now Sylvester's human, so he's gonna be
Mhm.
affected.
He is human. I don't know.
I'm unconscious, so who knows if it'll be able to infect me.
Well, I'm currently falling, and I will be falling
No,
for
you-
the next.
You fell.
I've been
Yeah, but you just said she fell through the tree.
Yeah, we just get a
Never
next
said she
session.
hit the ground.
Samuel's
Well,
been
you
falling
blacked
for
out
another
before
3
you hit
months.
the ground. I don't know. You might have hit the ground. You might not have.
I didn't roll to see if I died.
Cool. Well, that's
Joy.
it. That's it. That's what we're gonna end
Daniel, you
tonight's
did a
episode.
great job.
Good job, Daniel.
Yeah, let's see. Wow, that's not good, Daniel.
That's that's pretty straight across the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's not bad.
That's
That's
a small
not how
run
you
of
count.
That's a small run of Yahtzee.
That's
It's a small run.
small run. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody's in here, I don't think anybody's in here that doesn't know who we are. We're Keys to the Kingdom. We're a Disney-inspired Dungeons and Dragons podcast, and we are very thankful that you guys are here with us today. It's been a while since we've streamed or released an episode, but hopefully that will the time between episodes will diminish. We'll see. We're very thankful for each and every one of you. Is there anything else?
Remember, God made you special. He loves you very much. I'm looking into the microphone.
Hey, the microphone picked it up real well.
Nice.
It's been such a long weekend.
Yes, very nice. Daniel's not here, so he's not going to be in the outro. But,
Oh, no.
so that's sad.
It looks just like him.
It looks just like him. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining us. We love you guys. We're so very thankful for you. My name is Johnny. I am your DM, and joining me, as always, is
Noah as Sylvester. Sylvester! Like, Noah as... Because he's unconscious.
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Oopsies.
Who's next?
Me.
Yes.
Rachel as Sammy.
Daniel as Grok.
And
I tried.
Rebecca, it was a very good invitation.
I thought he was here for a second.
Shut up.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice. And Rebecca as Tricks.
Remember that you can catch our live streams at twitch.tv/KTTKcast. We're hopefully going to be streaming a lot more. But you can also listen to the podcast wherever you find your podcasts. Any podcatcher will catch our podcasts. We're very thankful for you. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And I have to press a button, don't I? Have a magical day. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. No, right here.